Boom, we're live. Man, this worked out perfect. I've been meaning to catch up with you, and you hit me up, so why not do it over a pod?
Yeah, dude, I know it's actually been quite a while since we've kind of talked, so I'm excited for this. It's good.
Yeah, I was telling Kobe about that last week when he was over here. I was like, man, I need to hit up Logan, and then it just worked out perfect today, so I'm excited, man. Thanks for looking in.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Glad to be here.
Did you leave any bears for the rest of us? I see you already notched a tag.
Yeah, dude, actually, I got back this morning. Um, got out of the mountains this morning and got home probably like 2 hours ago. But yeah, dude, it was good. I killed a bear, and then my buddy Jamin Davis, who was with me, he was helping film, and he had a tag, and he killed one too. So we got two bears in a week. It was fun. Had a good
Is
time.
that how long you were out there for? Was it a week?
Yeah, 7 days.
Dude,
Yeah, it
what's up
was
with you
great.
and bears, man?
Dude, they're fun. I
I
just
mean,
like
I
bear
think
hunting.
I think they're fun too, but like you're a bear killing machine.
Dude, it's like I'd probably like hike more bear hunting than like anything else, except for maybe mule deer. Like bear hunting, it's just like that first hunt of the year, and I just want to like grind it out and just hit it hard. And I'm like, we go all over, pack in camp and everything, and just like go hard. It's fun.
Yeah, really cool. You got any pictures?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, throw your phone up here real quick.
Yeah.
I want to check one out.
Yeah, dude. Let's see. I'll pull one up right now. So I shot it. We ended up seeing like only six bears total, which is actually a little bit unusual for this spot. Usually we see more bears. Um,
You've
and
been
I
in there before then?
yeah, I've been here. This is the third year that I've been here. Last year I killed two bears in this spot.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I killed this. Um,
Oh,
color
great
phase,
bear.
color
Sweet.
phase bear. Yeah, super cool.
Yeah,
And then I don't have a picture, but Jamin killed a nice, just jet black bear too. So
really cool. Yeah, man,
yeah.
that's awesome. Like, I can't wait to kill one. I haven't gotten to get out yet, but I'm hoping within the next weekend or two I can get somebody to tag along and just go send it for 3, 4 days. It'd be fun.
Yeah, dude, you should. If I had time, I'd totally come with you because it's so fun.
Yeah, yeah, and plus you know how to kill them. I've come pretty close to killing them, but
Yeah,
it's kind of one thing out here that I haven't quite gotten the hang of yet.
it's tough, dude. I've been blessed with some buddies who have taken me to good spots, and so I kind of have some really good spots now. Um, because there it is hard to find good areas to find a lot of bears, but you can find them like dang near anywhere. Some places are just a little harder, so it's fun.
Yeah, they kind of are where they are too. If you know,
Yeah,
like
that's
you
true.
can't really pattern them, and next thing you know, they're just kind of there. It's such a strange but exciting hunt because you could just get turned on so quick.
Yeah, dude. Mid hunt, we didn't see a bear for 3 days.
Yep.
And then last day we found one and chased it and killed it last afternoon. So like yeah, it can be good. You might not see anything. So you just gotta
How
keep.
far was the shot?
So my bear was at 325, and then James' bear was 200. So close
Cool.
shots, but we did
Yeah,
that
man.
intentionally. So
That's perfect though.
yeah, it was good.
So, dude, let's kick this thing off. Where do I want to start? You have a podcast now. That's pretty freaking cool. I've listened
Yeah,
to the first episode and then a little bit with, is it Raiden?
yeah,
Okay, yeah, I
great,
listened to it. Yep, I listened to a little bit of that one. I didn't finish it, but
nice.
good for you. Tell me how that started.
Yeah, so I've had the idea of doing a podcast that's kind of hits a couple categories. So I'm a hunter first, and then a photographer, videographer second, and that's kind of how like I shoot photos and videos of hunting so that I can spend more time hunting and be in the woods more. Um, and so I've been in the industry for about 4 years, like professionally now, and I've always thought it'd be cool to create a podcast that combines those because it's kind of a niche space that there's like maybe a couple guys that kind of do similar things. You got like Stephen Drake and some of those guys, but they're not really consistent with like podcasts and YouTube when it comes to combining the photography and video stuff and hunting. So I kind of wanted to kind of create something just with both of those, and so I came up with a name for the podcast, and it's gonna kind of I think it's gonna kind of turn into my branding here as time goes on. But it's called the Creative Hunter. Um, So it's combining that creativity, the creative work, and then the hunting side of things. So the podcast is called the Creative Hunter Podcast. I talk like um, I've done a couple podcasts about hunting specifically and some about camera gear specifically, and I'm just gonna kind of mash those two together because they're my two biggest passions. And then I'm also gonna start doing some more video stuff, kind of geared towards that audience as well, people who like the creative work and also like hunting. Because I already do a lot of films, either they're personal films or filming other people's hunts and editing them and posting them on my own channel. But I want to kind of show people more behind the scenes stuff, and just get more films going out there and some brands on board and some stuff. I've got a good vision for it already, and it's just executing it now and just being consistent with it is the plan.
Really cool. Yeah, I mean, that's right down your alley, and the cool thing about a podcast is that it can be about anything that you want it to be about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can just tailor it to whoever your audience is and whatever interests you. You can talk about it and get people on that are interested in the same things that you can learn from, and people that are interested in that can learn from the conversation that you're having. And,
Yep.
just like mine, I talk about all types of stuff. I don't really, at this point, exactly know what my podcast is about, and I just want to talk, man. Sometimes I
Yeah.
don't want to have any topics to cover. Like right now, I just wanted to see what's up, man. I appreciate you coming, and I just wanted to catch up with a friend, and if somebody can take something from it, sweet. If not, I'm gonna enjoy spending an hour with my buddy and shooting the shit. So that's the cool thing about it, and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, dude. It is cool. I agree with you for sure. It's fun.
My, you mentioned about just kind of executing and being consistent. One of my friends, he hit me up the other day, and he gave me this random stat, and he said, I heard somewhere today that only 18% of podcasts in the world only make it past 21 episodes, which I found. I mean, I've heard quite a few different, statistics when it comes to people creating podcasts and whatnot, but
Yeah.
there's like thousands that only get to like one or two episodes, and then it just fizzles out.
Yeah.
So, are you doing it weekly?
Yep. Weekly, every Monday, which I think is what you do, right? Every
Yeah,
Monday?
heck yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
Who you
Usually
got
my
queued up
films.
this week?
What was that?
Do you have anybody queued up this week, or are you doing a solo?
Yeah, so coming up tomorrow, which I guess technically when this drops, it'll be today.
Yep.
It's Riley Seaholzer. He's a buddy of mine who, he's a big bear hunter. He
Nice.
comes to the same bear spot I go to. And he hiked the PCT last year, so like from Mexico to Canada over the summer.
Yeah, that's a
So,
rip.
cool guy. Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to do guests primarily, or do you want to do your own solos and stuff like that?
Both, just kind of whatever. Yeah, doesn't really matter. Just kind of whatever comes up. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
The guests are tough, man. Doing a
yeah,
guest every freaking week, it's tough.
I believe it. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I've been struggling with it for a little bit, but it's just sometimes, man, I'll be like freaking a month or two booked out, and then sometimes I'll have somebody cancel and not have anything. So
yeah,
it's
right.
just, kind of how she goes sometimes.
Yeah, dude, it makes sense. And yeah, I've kind of like I have a lot of ideas of solo podcasts to do already, just like for camera stuff and filming and editing, all that technical stuff. Like they're pretty easy to do on my own. Whereas I'll probably combine some also with like Kobe or something, because
Right.
Kobe's a freaking baller with the camera, and other
Yep.
guys that I know that are good camera guys. I'll have them on and talk about camera stuff too. So all sorts of stuff to go over and discuss. So
I really should probably do more solos. Sometimes I don't really care for them that much, probably because I don't prepare very well for them. So sometimes it feels like I'm struggling to get out what I'm initially thought I was going to talk about. But I bet if I
yeah,
took decent notes, I could probably construct a decent solo pod. But it's weird just sitting there talking to a computer screen by yourself, as I'm sure you
uh,
noticed on the first one that you did.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like it wasn't that bad because I've done a lot of like filming myself, like making videos
That's true. That's
in
true.
my in the last few years. So I didn't think it was terrible, and I just filmed it on my camera, and then I'm posting all the podcasts on YouTube and Spotify as well. So like they're all videoed. Most of them are going to be videoed. So I just filmed on the camera, and it would just kind of felt like I was just making a video.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
so Yeah, I don't know. So we'll see, but it wasn't terrible.
How's married life, dude? Congratulations, by the way.
Great. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, got married. What was it, like 3 months ago now? So,
That
but it's
sounds right.
awesome. Yeah, dude. I got a good one.
Yeah. Are you guys did you guys have like an apartment or a house or anything?
Yeah, we got an apartment right now, but we're moving out literally in 2 days.
Really?
Yeah, we're moving down to Texas. I'm gonna work for my dad's company for the summer.
What the hell? I
Um,
had no idea.
yeah, so
We're at in
just make some
Texas.
money. Midland, Texas, like Midland,
Where's it?
Odessa.
Okay.
It's by
All right.
Lubbock, kinda. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So we go down there, and my dad, he owns a pest control company. It's like killing bugs, and so we go do the door-to-door sales, knock on doors all day, sell pest control to people. It's really good. It's good money. It's a grind though, because you're just out there all day, every day, getting the door slammed in your face, and like,
Have you worked for him before?
yeah, this is my fifth summer doing it.
I
I've done
didn't
it for a
know. I didn't
while.
know that.
Yeah.
What so you've been practicing your sales pitch or what?
I haven't, not recently. I've done it for enough years. I'm just like, I just kind of feel like I
N-
know now.
Natural, you got it.
I should,
That's
honestly, but nah, I haven't.
You guys
My time
driving
is too
then?
much. Yeah, driving down there.
Well, you just pitch it to Ellie the whole time. See what she
I know.
says.
There you go. Yeah, she does it too. She's freaking good at it too, so which is kind of nice because we can both work while we're out there. So,
Yeah. How's your training been going? What are you training for? Anything or just freaking just getting dialed?
dude, just training for hunting. Like
That's
literally, that's my
awesome.
mindset is training for the hunt. What I've been doing the last few months, and on this bear hunt, I was like, dang, I should have done more. Even though I felt like I was doing quite a bit.
I felt like you were doing a lot too.
Yeah, but I was
I,
like, dude, I was getting my butt kicked on this hunt. Like it was crazy. But I would work out twice a day, so run in the morning and then
hmm
lift in the afternoon.
Yep.
Um, and on my runs, I don't usually I usually just go like on a casual run, but I'm not like really pushing super hard. But it's just a run to like stay in shape, right?
Yeah. Burn
Uh,
some calories. Start your day.
exactly.
hmm
And so that's probably something I'm gonna kind of work on in the future now is like, okay, let's actually like push it because I've done it in the past where I've ran a lot, and you know that,
Yep.
done some long distance stuff, and I kind of want to just keep pushing that now and kind of get more into that, especially closer to the fall. And then for the gym, it's just every day like I'm hitting like arms one day, legs one day, shoulders, chest, just different stuff every day, and just kind of rotating throughout the week.
Gotcha. How long are your lifts? Like around an hour, or are you in and out?
It's about an hour and a half. Um, I do
No
usually,
shit, really?
yeah. I
Good
try
for
to
you.
do like high reps or yeah, like high reps, low volume stuff, right?
Gotcha.
So every day I go to the gym, like start out, do a little walk, and then I go do 50 push-ups and 25 pull-ups. Like do 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 5 times, and then that's how I start like every workout, and then I'll
Start.
go do whatever I'm
Gotcha.
gonna do for the day. Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah, those are important movements. I know a lot of guys
Yeah.
that'll do 100 push-ups a day or 100 pull-ups a day, and they've been doing that for years, and it's just a good way to kind of start things off, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you said, you can just nickels and dime it.
Nickels and dimes, dude.
10 and 5, 10 and 5, 10 and 5.
Yeah,
It's a really good way to start it.
I like it.
Good for you, man. Yeah, we've been friends for a couple of years, and I
Yeah.
was helping you out with some gym stuff for a little bit, and then you were training for an ultra.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know a whole lot about Logan, I'll kind of give you a little snippet of just the kind of guy that he is. Did it get canceled? Is that what happened?
Got canceled for snow.
Yeah, it got canceled
Yeah.
for snow, and you'd been training pretty hard. It was a 50K.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, you're like, "Hey, dude, my race got canceled." I was like, "Oh, darn." And then like the following day, you sent me a picture of your watch with like 30, I think you run 35 miles,
Yeah. It was 35 miles.
like in your neighborhood or hit like a local trailhead. No race, no nothing, but still got it in.
Yep.
And I was like, "Yeah, this dude's for real. I like that." Doesn't Was not doing it for a medal or anything like that. Just
Yeah.
wanted to prove to yourself that you could do it because you've been training so hard for it. And I already had respect for you, but I gained a lot of even more respect after that. I was like, "Yeah, dude's savage. I like that. It's good stuff."
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, it was one of those things where like I worked so hard for it. Like, why not just do it? You know, I didn't.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you're saying, like I didn't care what anyone. I think you were the only person I shared that with.
I think I was. You didn't put it on your story
Yeah.
or anything.
No, I didn't really care. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it hard for you? Not sharing, just the getting
The
those
run.
miles. Yeah.
Yeah, it got tough the last probably like 2 hours. I did it in like 7 hours, so I wasn't
Mhm.
going for time at all. Like I didn't
Mhm.
really care. But like the last 2 hours, dude, was like every step was just like go go. Like in my mind, I'm like, hey, just stay positive. Like you got this. Just keep going.
Yeah.
And it was really tough for sure. Like got back and just like sat on my bed and didn't do anything for the rest of the day. But yeah. It was
Yeah.
tough, but also I look back and I'm like, I probably could have gone more. Like I could have
Oh,
done,
I guarantee you could have. Yep.
yeah. Oh, I know I could have, but like, yeah. So
There's like that weird threshold where you kind of get to it, and once you get past it, you feel like you can just run forever. And the only thing that you have to really focus on is keeping your head straight, keeping your
yeah,
mind in the game, because it can get boring, and you're gonna have ups
yeah.
and downs. But when you train correctly for something like that, your body's capable of doing amazing things, and
Oh yeah,
it's your mind that is gonna go before your body does. I had a
absolutely.
buddy last night actually who just did his first ultra, and he signed up for like a last man, a traditional one where it's like 4.1 every hour on the hour until
Yeah,
there's one dude left.
that's crazy.
And I hit his wife up last night. I was like, hey, how's he doing? She's like, he's doing great. And I was like, okay, well, when he starts not doing so great, tell him this. And I like wrote him a message, and then he called me. I was like, how's it going? He's like, it's going great. And I was like, dude, just familiarize yourself with the pain that you're in, because it's not going to get worse. Just try to keep your head in it. And he got
Yeah,
like 79 miles, first ever ultra, like crushed it, dude.
that's wild. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
lot
really.
for a first ultra, dude.
Dude, hell yeah it is.
That's
Hell
crazy.
yeah it is, man. Like he had a good coach. He had the same coach that I use
Nice.
whenever I train for something. So he was super well trained, and he's a he's a go-getter, man. He's a fireman, so he's got a good head on his shoulders,
Oh
and
yeah, nice.
yeah, he's mentally tough, and it's all ultra is, dude. It's just between your ears, really.
Totally. A lot of
So
hunts like that, dude.
that's so true.
Hunts are like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because we can go all day. It's just doing it day after day after day. Because your mind, you're just like,
Dude,
man, I
it's
want
so
to
fun.
sleep in, or
Yeah.
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 Anything else going on?
Um, you know, not a ton, dude. Kind of covered most of it. So, still, just I got one more year of school left, so I should be done like this time next year.
That's
Graduating from
exciting,
college.
man. I'm sure you're ready to be done. I feel like you've been in school forever.
I know. I have been, dude. I'm so ready. It's gonna be good.
But you're young. Aren't you
Yeah,
only
I
like
am.
22?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 22.
That's cool, man. How old's your wife?
Same age. She's like 11 days younger than me. So
Okay. How'd y'all meet?
we met through work, through my dad's company,
Gotcha.
pretty much. Well, we kind of met on a dating app and then never went on a date, and then we like, she, like I asked her on a date, and she said no, and ended up dating another guy for like 2 years, and then we were on a company trip that the company puts on, and she saw me and like hit me up, and then we started talking and dating. So
That's cool.
yeah, kind of fun.
So, yeah, I'm kind of all over the map here, but just got some random questions. I know that you, like you said at the beginning, you've been in the industry for 4 years professionally, and I feel as if a lot of people are looking to get in the hunting industry and connect with brands and form relationships. How have you done that? Because I know that you've got stuff going on with Onyx, and you've done a film with Hardside and MKC, and for people that are looking to establish themselves, whether it be just themselves or their brand or within a company, what do you think? What's worked for you in terms of kind of getting your foot in the door, so to speak, and forming relationships with companies that we all use and like, and things of that nature? What's worked?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I've been super blessed to have all those opportunities, but I also feel like I've put in a lot of work for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some of the biggest things I'd say is number one is what value do you bring to to a brand. If you like, if someone wants to get into the hunting industry, but they have nothing to offer a brand, then there's no reason for a brand to work with them.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so like in my case, take good photos and I have videos that a lot of people watch, and so I can offer that for brands to gain some advertising through me. But there's all sorts of different ways to bring value to a brand. That's probably the biggest one. And then when you have that, when you can bring value to a brand, you got to network and you got to like get in front of those brands and find those people who you need to be talking to get in touch with those brands. So, going to the Western Hunt Expo or any type of hunting event like TAC, any of those things, where there's a lot of those brands and a lot of those marketing people there already, that's where you can find those type of people. And then I would also say a big thing that helped me was just having friends in the industry. Kobe Owens, Jamin Davis, who was on this last hunt, like guys who are just solid guys that can help introduce you to people they know, and you help them out and just like build each other up. Honestly, those three things are like the biggest takeaways that I have from my experience, and I'm still like learning myself, like how do I still like really make a career out of this, because I'm not like at a point where I make enough money to do that.
Right.
But I want to be, right, because it's what I love to do. So but it's a constant like learning and growing. But as far as getting in the door and working with companies, I think those are like those three biggest things I would focus on.
Yeah. Do you find yourself trying to, what's the term that people use? What's you want to under promise but over deliver? Is that the right term? Is that
Yeah,
is that is
I've
that how
heard
it
that term
is?
before. Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like that's a really good way too, if especially if somebody does get their foot in the door, over deliver on whatever it is that you're doing, whether it be pictures, videography, um, post on social or anything. Like give them more than they expect, and that might
yeah,
help you
for
stand
sure.
out a bit too. Don't you think?
Absolutely, yeah. I consciously do that intentionally because it just helps build relationships with brands, and they'll like you more if you're helping them out as much as you can. They'll help you out.
I appreciate the transparency too. It's cool that you said like, "Hey, I'm going to work for my dad this summer to make some extra money and I'm still in school and
Yeah,
right now this isn't a full-time career what I'm doing," because at face value somebody might go onto your page and see, photographer, videographer and the films that you've made with Onyx and MKC and be like, "Oh, Logan, he does this full time. It must have been so easy for him." It's like, yeah, you do it a lot, but you're also doing other things to freaking pay your bills and
yeah,
such like that. So that's important. I truly believe that because I mean, people can paint any type of picture they want, and
it's true.
honesty goes a long way too.
People, even buddies, are like, "Dude, how are you like out so much?" And I'm like, I'm not out so much. Like, I just
Hmm.
post pictures every week from like trips in the past, and
Right.
like this bear hunt was like the first time I got out this whole year, right? And so sometimes, and that's something to keep in mind, is like social media. It's not always what it seems. And it's like I don't want to be the guy who just looks like he's always doing fun stuff or whatever, but
Hmm.
because I'm trying to grow a brand and like promote myself. Um, so like I think it's important to be transparent like that, because when I do all these projects, like I make money on the projects, but like not a lot.
Hmm.
It's not like I can pay for the hunt I'm going on and then some gear, and then I can save a little bit of that for myself for personal stuff, but it's like nowhere close to living money at all. Um,
You No, that makes total sense. And again, I think the transparency and honesty is fantastic because I know there's people out there that don't show those sides of themselves and want it to just
yeah,
kind of seem like they're killing it. And, they are in some aspects, but they're not as big as they might portray themselves to be. And we spoke on this. You've actually been on the podcast before, kind of when I first started the episode. I
yeah,
looked it up. I think it was 54, 55 a couple of years ago.
nice.
And I think the episode title was Invest in Yourself. And that's something that, you still do. Like you're always learning, you're always trying to surround
Yeah,
yourself with better
always.
people. You know, you kind of started your photography career by taking the what's that class called? The hunting photographer with Stephen
Yep.
Drake.
Yep.
Yeah, that I know Kobe's taken, or he's been a part of that class, and a couple other
Yeah.
people that I've met have done that, spent the money and learned, and you got to start somewhere, man. Like this doesn't, nobody's gonna just come and be like, oh wow, great picture on
Yeah.
IG. It's like, well, everybody posts good pictures, man.
Yep.
So you have to have some sort of credibility outside of just your work.
Yeah. I'm like always trying to learn new stuff. Um, One of the reasons I'm still in school right now and I'm gonna planning on finishing is like because um, I'm in like intro video classes right now, and it's like here's how you use a camera and like set up like microphones and stuff. And I've been doing this for 4 years, right?
Hmm.
So sometimes it's tough because I'm sitting in these classes and I'm just like, yeah, I know all this stuff. But there's always, even in a situation like that, there's always something to learn, like no matter what. Like even if it's something little, or even if it's just hammering those basics in your head just a little bit more, so that when you're out there shooting, you're like, oh yeah, like do this because this is like something that you need to be thinking about with the lighting or the audio or the framing. Even though I've learned them all before and I know everything, sometimes you just you gotta like put yourself in situations that you can learn, and in my case like sometimes you have to just like really try to find something to learn because um, not all the time things are like cool new things are being taught. I'm just like going over
Hmm.
basics again. um, so finishing school is one of those things that I keep the mentality of like I'm gonna finish school even though I have to like go through some of these classes where I don't like technically need them, but I'm gonna learn as much as I can. I'm gonna do my best, and even in classes that don't even apply to what I want to do, like um, like a research like chart class or something that like I'm required to take, I still just like dive into it and just like learn as much as I can because otherwise, what's the point of doing it? You know?
Exactly, and that's a good way of humbling yourself too by essentially taking classes that are, you know, beginner level classes. Like you
Yeah.
obviously have that down, but it's a good way to kind of bring yourself back to the start, humble yourself. Are your classes in person or are they online?
Most of the time they're in person.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's again like someone might ask a question in a lecture and shit, you might learn from that, or they, you know, the
Absolutely.
professor explains something in a way that you haven't heard it explained before, and
Yeah.
it's just another tool, you know, added to your kit. So it's important,
Yeah.
man. And you strike me as the kind of guy that if they start something, they finish it, right?
Yeah. Always.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's really good. Well, I'm excited for you, dude. I feel like you've been in school a while, and what's the degree gonna be in?
It's called digital communications.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's a lot of emphasis in social media and then advertising and branding and then also um, photography and video. So kind of all that much together.
Do you kind of want to keep going with the freelance stuff, or would, if an opportunity came about with a company with some sort of role in that field, would you be willing to go for that?
Yeah, I thought a lot about it recently since like getting married and thinking about what am I gonna do after school.
Mm-hmm.
I I don't know. If an opportunity did come up that was good and had good pay and in good location, I would probably take it. And I don't think I would work there forever
Mm-hmm.
with whatever that would be, but I probably would just to gain some experience and some more time in the industry.
Yep.
But I also am kind of working on building my own brand in the podcast and YouTube channels, like so that when I am out of school, I can maybe like make enough to support myself and my wife for a while off of that and just keep growing that. So, I mean, I'm working towards more of the freelance route. But if there was an opportunity to come up, I definitely would think about it.
Yeah, at least hear it out, right? It doesn't hurt to hear
Yeah,
it out. It's great to have options. What I've noticed,
absolutely.
or just throughout my adult life, is just the more options, the better. You know, it's extremely important to take that call or take that meeting, and if all sounds good and you want to capitalize on it, sweet. And if not, like, hey, you made another connection and
Yeah.
things might come back around full circle at a later date. So the more, like you stated earlier, the more connections you can have, more opportunities then more opportunities will present themselves when
For
the
sure.
time is right. Because you know how it is, man. Everything kind of happens. You look at Kobe's story. He had a few opportunities with other kind of big name companies that didn't pan out, but there's a reason they didn't pan out because look at the situation that he's in now, right?
Yeah. Right.
He's in a really,
Absolutely.
really great situation with good pay and benefits, and he travels all over the place, and he's hanging out with salt of the earth individuals.
Yeah.
And I don't think that happens if he would have tried to force a situation or, blasted somebody that did him wrong on the internet. Kobe treats people well, and that all
Absolutely.
comes back around full circle. And dude, you are, in my opinion, way ahead of the game being only 22 with the experience that you already have and the people that you work with and connections and people know your face. They know your work, and I think you're doing great, man. And
Well, thanks, dude. I
I
appreciate
know
that.
that you'll succeed in whatever it is that you want to do, whether it be your own thing with your own brand or get on board with a company. And you can still work on your brand in the meantime too, but have that
Absolutely.
consistent money flow and
Yeah.
maybe some benefits and a little bit more of a structured routine where you know your time,
Yeah. That's
what your
true.
everyday life looks like. So yeah, I think whatever route you decide to go, I think you'll crush, man. I mean, you already
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man.
Absolutely. So let's switch it up. I've been asking guys. I don't know. I guess probably over the past month or two, I've been getting really, really into like diet and nutrition. I'm always trying new things, and right now I'm like pretty high protein, lots of fats, basically minimal carbs unless it comes from like a vegetable or a fruit. Are you pretty cognizant of what you're putting in your body, what you're eating, and stuff like that? And if so, what does your diet look like on a regular routine week when you're not out eating freeze dries in the mountains and stuff?
Yeah. That is the exception. Is when I'm hunting. Like
Oh
it's you
yeah,
can't. You have to just eat what you got.
yep, just
Um.
calories, man. Yep.
Yep. But actually, so 3 weeks ago, I started doing like very similar to what you're doing. It's just
Okay.
like hardly any carbs at if at all. Like I'll maybe eat some rice, like white rice,
Hmm.
because we eat a lot of white rice for dinner and stuff. But then tons of meat and like eggs, animal products. That's kind of what I'm kind of transitioning to right now. And I don't know about you, I haven't really experienced yet, but like some people say when you get off carbs a lot and kind of transition into like a fat energy source that like you experience some crashes or something. I've just heard that. I haven't experienced anything, but granted,
No,
I was just on the mountain and I was eating all the junk food that you bring on the mountain. So,
of course.
um, but but over the summer, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna stick with that, like hardly any carbs, if any at all, and just animal proteins and animal food source. So that's my diet right now.
Dude, it's everybody's diet. Every freaking
Yeah.
buddy that I talk to is doing the same thing.
Really? Dang.
Dude, yes, everybody. It's almost like it's some sort of weird fad, but I don't think that it is because once you do it and you're consistent with it for like a week, you're like, holy shit, I feel great.
Yeah.
Because there is no crash. Like, to answer your question, no,
Yeah.
I don't get a crash.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I'll have like a midday coffee, but that's just because I like freaking coffee.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
For sure.
And I think there's a misconception that, oh, it's so expensive and this, that, and the third. Well, it's really
But it's
not.
not
It's
really
it's
though.
probably cheaper because you're not buying all the other bullshit that you would normally eat
Yeah.
if it's in your cupboards or if it's in your fridge.
Yeah.
Like my diet is so boring, but it works so well. Like mixed vegetables, meat, eggs, butter, cashews. Um, yeah, pretty much it, dude.
Yeah.
And I feel great. I eat twice a day and no crash, no anything, no bloating.
Nice.
My bowel movements are on like regular scheduled programming. Like I
Yeah.
don't get diarrhea like people say.
Yeah.
Especially on carnivore, and like none of that shit happens to me. I just feel
Yeah.
good.
That's cool. You know, it's interesting. I like my whole life. I've just kind of ate whatever I wanted. for the most part, and like
Hmm.
I've always been really healthy. Like my body's just, or maybe it's just that I work out enough and like I'm fit enough that like my body just stays pretty healthy. But I do notice a difference when I cut things out. That
Hmm.
when I cut out a bunch of carbs, I feel a little better, right? It's not a
Yep.
huge difference because I don't like normally eat a ton of carbs anyways because I do feel like worse. Like after I eat like a pizza, dude, like
It's kind of,
it
yeah,
sounds
just
so
sluggish.
good
Yep.
when I'm like about to eat it and I eat it. I'm just like, oh, that feel like crap, you know. And
Hmm.
I've kind of learned from that, and then like I don't eat it like, and I just like don't eat it at all. Or like I went to Pizza Pie Cafe the other day and I just scraped the top off all the pizza and ate it. Kind of funny how many pieces of pizza you can eat when you don't eat the
Yeah,
crust.
no kidding. Yeah, no
But
doubt.
but yeah, and then like you don't feel that like crash and just don't you don't feel like crap after, so it's kind of
Right.
nice.
Yeah, no, I really like it, and it's so I forget who I was talking to this about, but I think it was my buddy Sailor, where he's like, dude, I used to be crushing like 2 or 3 pints of Ben and Jerry's a night, because I asked him the same question. I was like, hey, what are you eating? And he's like, I've pretty much switched to just animal-based proteins and eggs, and I'll have my carbs on like big training days because he's a power lifter and such. But
Nice.
there's that thing, man, where you want to eat that pizza, or you want to like. I mean, this happened to me the other day. I went into the fridge and we had cookie dough in the fridge,
Mm.
and I literally grabbed 2 balls of cookie dough, walked to the couch, and was about to put them in my mouth. And I was like, as soon as I eat this, in 10 seconds from now, I'm gonna be like, why did I just freaking eat this?
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
I'm gonna feel defeated. So I literally got up off the couch, went back into the freaking freezer, threw them back into the freezer, and yeah, just try to forget about it. But
Nice.
there's there's 10 seconds of, oh yeah, this is great,
Tastes
and
so
then
good.
the rest of the night being
Yeah.
like, dude, you're so freaking mentally weak. Why did
Yeah.
you just freaking do that?
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
wild, dude.
Is there any cool podcasts that you listen to on a regular basis that people might not know about?
Let's see. So the biggest ones I listen to Cam Haines' podcast, Keep Hammering. I listen to Remy Warren. His is just all about hunting,
Yep.
and love it. Um, I will listen to. Let's see. I'll pull it up. I'll listen to some of the Joe Rogans that like if there's people that I know about or
That's
like
how
on
I am
there.
too. Yep.
Um, I was just listening. I downloaded for my hunt some Sean Ryan, like Tim Kennedy on Sean
Dude,
Ryan.
let's go. Hell
Love
yeah.
that.
That's my favorite show right now.
Yeah, heck yeah,
Yep.
dude. Gritty's podcast. I listen to the Gritty podcast. They
Okay.
just have a lot of like good hunting stuff on there as well.
Heck yeah.
That's the main ones. Sometimes some real AF if I'm really feeling like I need some motivation.
Is that Andy Frisella?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
funny.
Yeah,
I like him.
he's like crazy popular.
Yeah, yeah,
People love his stuff. I've never really gotten into it. I've listened to a couple, but yeah, I've never like consistently listened to it.
yeah. I used to listen to a lot more, and I don't really as much anymore. But
Yeah. How's Cam's podcast been going? I haven't tuned into an episode in quite some time.
yeah, dude, I like his podcast. I don't know if recently he's had a ton of guests that I know about, but I'll usually like see podcasts and I might not know who they are and then I'll listen to it anyways, and it's usually like, oh, that person's like cool, like they do this like really
Yeah.
well, or they're legit, right? And like that's kind of
Hmm.
fun to like listen to those even if I don't know the person. So usually those don't really disappoint. I like those ones a lot.
Yeah, that to your point, kind of that makes me. It always makes me happy. I'll have somebody on, and a couple months from the episode drop, I'll go to their page and I'll see a bunch of people that follow me that now follow them,
Yeah,
just
nice.
because they might have listened to the show and they're like, oh yeah, like they kind of feel a connection with the person now, I guess, so to speak. I guess that's how it usually works, and they want to keep following.
Yeah.
And like especially people from like my hometown that I've interviewed, and now like random people on the internet will like follow these people sometimes, and I don't know, I just think it's kind of cool that they liked their story, or liked
Yeah.
what they heard, or the vibe that they have, and kind of want to continue their journey.
That's way cool.
What about recovery? Do you stretch? You cold tub? You do sauna? Do you anything like that?
So I stretch after the gym every day.
Nice.
Maybe
How long
for
do you? How long?
10, 15 minutes.
Gotcha.
If that. Not really that long. Um, that's about it. I don't do
It,
as much recovery as I probably could, but I
Yeah.
also don't really ever feel terrible. So
You train every day or 5, 6 times a week, or what's that look
Monday
like?
through Friday, and then occasionally I do a run on Saturday.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah. Good for you, man. Oh, that's really great.
it is good. It just
People,
feels good to stay in shape. And I notice I notice that I put muscle on when I go to the gym consistently, and that's kind of fun to see that. So
dude, yeah, you sent me a picture like last year or whatever when I was sending you workouts and kind of
yeah,
before your ultra. You can really put on muscle, dude, for being because you're not very tall, are you?
no, like 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, and like you can freaking beef up and you don't put on fat. It's just pure muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the reasons I don't put on a lot of fat is because I run.
Yes.
Personally, I feel that way.
I'd, yeah, I'd
I don't know
agree.
if that's what it is, but I feel like that because I see a lot of people at the gym who have like a belly, but they're like ripped, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But but I don't know, and like they're not runners.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it. But
Yeah. No, I do too. And you, yeah, your runs usually aren't very long. You're only like 2, 3 miles at a time, but it's
yeah,
just, do you eat before you run or no?
no, no, dude, I wake up straight like within 10 minutes out of bed. I'm running. I just
Good
throw
for
my
you.
shoes on and go. Yeah,
Good for you. Yeah, that's how I used to train too. I hardly run anymore unless it's like a part of a circuit workout or something. But
yeah,
yeah, I always work out fasted. I just feel so much better.
yeah. Me too.
Yeah. No cold tubs for you?
No cold tubs. I no, it's just the lack of having one. I don't like, and I don't think the gym I go to doesn't have one either.
Yeah.
We have one actually, but we need like a patio to put it on, and our apartment doesn't have like a porch or a patio.
That's fair.
But
Yeah.
when we move down to Texas, I think we'll have a patio, so I think I'm gonna bring it down there. It's just like one of those inflatable ones.
Heck yeah.
So try it out. I like it.
Yeah.
I actually really like cold plunges. I just haven't done them very much.
Yeah. I've really gotten back into them after I had a
Yeah.
guy named Tim Mann on my podcast. He was like, dude, you gotta start doing cold tubs
Yeah.
again. I was telling him, I was like, man, everybody's doing them. When everybody's doing something, I don't want to do it. I've been
Yeah.
I've been
Right.
quoted saying that on here. I feel like kind of frequently over the past few weeks, but
Yeah.
it's so true. So now I just do it and don't post about it or anything, and that's how I start every
Yeah.
morning. And I just
Nice.
freaking love it, dude. I'm in that thing within 5 minutes of waking up,
Yeah.
freezing my butt off for 3 minutes, and it's like, man, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
hmm
That's cool. What one do you have? Do you have just like do you have your own
Yep.
in your house?
I got a 100-gallon horse trough.
Nice,
Yeah,
dude.
big plastic black tub that I
How do you
just.
keep it cold?
Oh, it's cold in the mornings here.
It's
It's
just
like
cold
30
enough.
Yeah,
In the
it's like
summertime, though, it's gonna be warmer.
yeah. Well, that's something that I'm gonna.
Okay.
I have a plan, and I'll state my plan on here. And if anybody has done this or does this currently, let me know. But I'm gonna test the water. So my plan is that I don't want to keep having to go to the gas station to buy bags of ice. Like
Right.
I bought a bag of ice today actually. It was like freaking $3, and
Yeah.
you need at least 2 or 3 bags to get that thing cold, right?
Yeah.
That freaking adds up over time. So what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna go to Main Street and find a hotel and just ask them if I can start using their ice machine. And
Mm.
I'm just gonna walk in with my Yeti and fill that bitch up every day. Keep it in my garage, and then every morning I'll throw the ice in it, and then go to the gym. And on my way home from the gym, I'll have my cooler with me, hit the hotel again, and hopefully I can have like 2 or 3 hotels because they're all pretty close on Main Street here, and
Yeah.
I can just kind of rotate the hotels throughout the week and fill my cooler up, and that way I
There
can
you
keep
go.
my cold tub cold. Yeah,
That's not a bad idea.
I thought it was a pretty smart idea actually,
Yeah.
because it's only gonna be like 45 or 50 this week, so I think I'm gonna test the waters here. Maybe even tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow after the gym, I'll knock on a few doors, so to speak, and see if they'll.
Nice.
I don't see why they wouldn't let me use their
Yeah.
friggin' ice machine.
I don't know. Yeah, and maybe you could even like work out a deal where it's a lot cheaper or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, but hey, I mean, the worst they can say is kind of like if you're selling pest control, they'll just tell you no, and
Just
you
say
just
no.
go to the next one, right?
Exactly.
It's funny, dude.
Yes, sir.
Did you grow up playing sports or anything?
Yeah, I grew up playing like when I was really little. I played like every sport, like soccer, baseball, basketball. You know,
Okay.
And then into high school, I kind of just only did track. I was a pole vaulter. And
Really?
so, yep. And it was a spring sport, so I could pole vault in the spring and then go hunting in the fall. And it was kind of nice. So, but I trained almost year round for it in high school.
Interesting.
Um, did pretty good. Went to state for my sophomore and junior year. I never won state, but senior year was COVID, so we didn't even have state, which was a bummer.
Gotcha.
So didn't even get to have the chance. But for me personally, like it kind of worked out because I just gave me more time to work on other things. So
Mm-hmm. I asked that just because I know that you are in the gym all the time and training. Did you guys have like a good weightlifting program in high school or anything like that? Or is this something that you kind of picked up after high school and just wanted to get in better shape? Or I guess what's your fitness journey look like? Because everybody kind of starts somewhere, it seems like.
yeah, yeah. No, high school I didn't really put a huge emphasis on it. I was like fit enough to do everything I wanted to do.
Gotcha.
I didn't really like work super hard to train. I would run every once in a while and sometimes consistently for like a month here or there, but not consistently throughout the year. And then after high school is when I started really getting into running more. And
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of from influence from people like Cam Haines and just like guys like him who work out a lot to stay in shape for hunting. And then I started going on more like bigger hunts, and I kind of realized I need to be in as much shape as possible, especially if I'm the film guy on a hunt. Like you don't want to be the weak link as
Oh,
the
that's a
film
bad
person,
look.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So you
Mm-hmm.
want to be like the best shape there, so that you can be running around and get all the content you need. So that was a big motivator to start running, and then working out more. Um, and then it's just I've just kind of tried to make it just a habit, like it's just something that I do. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's for people that don't hunt and especially don't hunt out here, I I get a lot of those people asking me like, "What are you training for?" Or they'll see me working out and be like, "What do you got to run or like you got some sort of event coming up?" And it's like, "No, I
yeah,
just like staying in good shape for hunting." And they're like, "You work out for hunting?" A
yeah,
lot of
it's
people
weird.
that don't do this, they just cannot fathom the idea of
Yeah,
working out to go hunting. And maybe it's that old like stigma with like hunters or hillbillies that just drive around and shoot animals from the truck and
yeah,
drink beer all the time. And I mean, I know you've heard that, but yeah, it's always funny listening to their reaction when I tell them I just like try to stay in shape for going out into the mountains, and they're just like, "What are you talking about?"
yeah,
You get that too, or no?
yeah, for sure. And I do, but what's even funnier is I'll get like a lot of hunters will like give you crap for
Yeah,
working out to go hunting. You
I
know,
think it's just
it's
because they're fucking lazy, honestly.
oh, 100%. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
dude. Like when I go on hunts like I was on last week, like we have 60 to 70 pound packs on, and we're hiking 11 to 12 miles a day. Like in
If
like
you're just gonna
not it's
show
not
up
like
and do
one
that,
trip.
good luck.
Oh yeah, no, dude.
You might be able to
I
do
was
it for a
dying.
day,
Like yeah,
maybe two, but good luck, dude.
yeah,
You're not gonna make it to day 4
no,
because like think about it. The first 3 days you didn't see shit,
yep,
right?
exactly.
And you got 30 miles in already. A lot of people
Yeah,
will just be like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here."
yep.
If
Carrying
they're
camp
not,
every day, pack
yup.
like setting camp up, taking it down in the morning. Like it's wild. That and so people who don't hunt that way, it doesn't make sense because they don't understand. But they also don't kill as much stuff.
Very true. And it's like when I first moved out here, dude, I was like, freaking hard charger, man. Like I gotta get like 15 miles a day. It's like, well, that's just fucking dumb. Like you don't need to do that.
Yeah,
But
no,
I was like going out of my way to find mileage in vert.
yeah,
It's like, well, that's great, and I'm glad that I can do that. And I kind of just half wanted to like see how good a shape I was in to see if I could really do
yeah,
that, which
right,
I proved to myself that I could, but I wasn't killing anything. I was
yeah,
just like out for a freaking hike just because I thought that's what you needed to do was just put on miles and put on miles.
yeah.
the mileage and the vert that'll find you if you hunt long enough. You don't have to go searching for it or go out of your way to hit a number on your Garmin watch. You
Yeah.
really don't. It'll find you.
Yeah, there's a fine line, and me and Jamin were talking about this on our hunt. There's a fine line between working hard and working smart. Like
Dude, huge.
you gotta like you can't camp at the bottom and hike up the mountain every day. Like pack up camp one day and then spend 2 days or 3 days on top and hunt really hard while you're up there, and then move camp. Like instead of like yeah, you just gotta hunt smarter, and it'll even though it might be like harder to pack your camp all the way to the top of the mountain, it's gonna save you that hike every day, right? So just
Hmm.
like things like that, little things that might be like it's that what's the words for it? It's like it's the like you working hard and then it pays off later, right?
Yeah, like delayed
Like a phrase I want
gratification.
to use, but I don't remember what it is. Yeah,
Hmm.
so putting in the work and then it pays off, things like that because you'll burn yourself out if you're hunting too hard.
We've never gone out together, have we?
No, we haven't. We were gonna go last year and then it just did
Right.
not work out.
Yep, fell
Yeah,
through. I remember that.
yeah,
Yep.
but we need to.
But we do need to. I would love to this fall at some point set
Yeah,
something up.
me too.
Maybe go try to kill a bear or whatever.
Yeah,
But I've watched not all of your films, but I've watched the couple of the most recent ones.
hmm
The high country mule deer hunt I watched,
yeah,
and then I watched a little bit of the self film one that you did
the
that
mule
came
deer
out
hunt.
came out a
Yeah,
couple weeks ago or whatever.
yeah,
And what I've noticed about you is you have a very, very positive attitude out there. Like I know you can hike and you know how to you know how to get around in the mountains and you can read terrain and you know you're squared away out there is basically what I'm trying to say. But your attitude to me was the most impressive thing, and I've seen guys, I've been out with people that don't have a positive attitude. Like they blow a stalk and it's the end of the world with them. And for you, like, yeah, you're bummed, but you're like, hey, I learned something. I came really close. Just try again, try again, try again. Can you touch on the importance of kind of that mental fortitude and just always being positive, especially out on a hard hunt like high country mule deer? I've never done it, dude, but golly, that just
yeah.
seems like such a grind. How do you stay so positive out there?
You know, it's funny you say that because I look at those hunts and I know the times that the camera's not on and I'm like, this sucks. Like I want to go home.
Yeah.
Like because and I've never thought I didn't think that the people would think that about me in the films, but like it's a grind, dude. Even me, like I have a hard time being out there and just keeping going. But I also think that the reason I can do it is just I just quitting is not an option for me.
Hmm.
Like I'm not gonna quit until it's done or I run out of time. Um,
Hmm.
it's just and especially with that high country mule deer hunt, like I blew 3 4 stalks on like nice deer, and my target buck I lost opening day. I never saw him again. Like there's so much that went wrong. I never killed a deer, obviously.
Hmm.
I just ran out of time. But in my head, like there was nothing else. There was nothing to go home to. There was nothing else to do. Like there was no other options but to stay out there. Um, and I think that's probably one of the most important things to keep in mind. Even if like if you planned out a week to hunt and you're on day 4 or 5 and you haven't seen anything and you're like well maybe I'll just go home. Like what is there at home? Like you're just you're never um I heard this the other day. You're never gonna go home from a hunt, or you're never gonna finish a hunt and not kill anything and regret it. But you'll always regret it if you leave early.
Yeah.
And that was something that like I was like, oh, that's a good saying right there. Um, I forgot who said it, but like if you're always gonna regret it if you go home early, because there's nothing to come home to. If you already have the days planned, like
Right.
just stick it out. And if you're not seeing anything, just like find new areas. Just try to make it work. And at the end of it, if you went the whole 7 days and you didn't see anything, you didn't get any chances, like at least you know that you stuck it out, and like you can be proud of that because you won't regret it, but you'll regret it if you go home every time.
Every time. It's
Yeah,
similar to any difficult things that we do, right?
absolutely. Oh yeah.
Especially when you're out in the elements and you're working to get your water. You haven't showered. You're eating bullshit food. Maybe you are homesick. You miss your old lady or whatever it is. Dude, as soon as you get home and take that warm shower and eat that first warm cheeseburger, whatever it is, as
Yeah.
soon as you do that, you're like, son of a bitch.
It's so
I
true,
should.
dude.
It's the same thing every time because
Yep.
you know deep down that you had more in the tank and that you should still be out there.
Yep.
Because as soon as you get comfortable again, if you didn't give it everything that you had or you bailed early, you fucking hate yourself for it, man.
Yeah.
And you only got to do that one time to never want to experience that feeling again. Because
Yeah.
I've done that. I've dipped out. I've dipped out early before,
Yeah, me too.
years and years ago. And as soon as I got home, I was just like, "What the fuck am I doing?" Like now I'm doing like chores around the house, and I was like, I'd rather be out in the mountains not seeing shit than freaking
Yeah,
cleaning the
right.
kitchen or doing dishes or some other bullshit. Like this is what did I?
Yeah.
I'm like you just hate yourself for it. So yeah, that's a
Yep.
good point. And if you can, because man, hunting can change so quickly. You know it,
Oh, absolutely.
dude. Like within a second, within a
Literally.
second,
Yep.
you can just the whole thing changes, and
Yeah.
it's so much fun when it does.
Yeah. Dude, my bear this year, I killed it. I killed it on day 3. We hunted a basin and we saw a couple bears, and we missed a bear at a long distance, and we were like, well, like tomorrow, let's pack up and move. So we packed up camp and we hiked. We hiked probably 12 miles down, over to the next canyon over. Hiked up it. Found people in the spot we wanted to hunt, so we had to turn around and go a little farther down the canyon. And it was like we had like 2 hours of light left, and instead of going back to camp and just setting up camp and getting a fire, I was like, let's go glass up this knob,
Mm-hmm.
like crazy steep. Like I didn't want to do it, but I was like, if we just go up there, like maybe we'll find something a long ways off we can go chase tomorrow. And we got up to the knob, and literally, like we got up, I was walking up the ridge, and Jamin's like, hey, turn around, let me take a picture of you, because it's like a cool ridge. So I turn around, and right below us, 300 yards away, there's a bear chowing down in like an open patch. And I was like, dude, right there. So like it just happened just like that. Like
Just right there. Yep.
one of the lowest points of the hunt, and then we just like boom switched, and we killed a bear. So like
Just
it
by
can
a little
happen.
just by a little extra effort and not
Yep.
taking the easy way out, being like,
Exactly.
"Hey, let's go get squared away and set up for tomorrow, start a fire, get our
Yeah.
camp going." No, you hunted until dark. You climbed
Yep.
the extra couple 100 feet of vertical and made it happen, dude.
Dude, it happens like so many times. It happened last year on the bear hunt too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like you're so tired and it's day's almost over. It's so tempting to just go make a fire and sit by the stove or in the tent,
Yep.
But you just gotta
Dude,
grind it down, dude.
it's so funny, like kind of along those lines, like going the extra mile. I've had a couple instances where I've been out with, one of the times I was out with Kobe, and it's an all day grinder, right? You're just glassing, you're hiking, you're whispering, you're being conscious of your steps and the whole nine, you know how it is.
Yep.
But as soon as you let your guard down, or as soon as you're like start talking loud or whatever, like basically not paying attention, we'll see elk or like something random. And it
Yeah.
kept happening and happening. And it's happened with Kobe. It's happened with a couple other people I've been out with. And it's just like, maybe we should just not pay attention and we'll probably see something here shortly. Like hunting is
Honestly.
so weird like that. As soon as you let your guard down, you'll
Dude,
you'll
it's so
you'll
true.
you'll run into them. I had a situation last year. my buddy and I were riding around. He's like, "So what do you think, man?" I was like, "Dude, I don't think I can hike anymore. Like my stomach was all messed up." I was like, I think we should just probably just head back. And as soon, like literally within a millisecond of me saying I'm not hiking again, he looks out the window and we saw a giant. Like,
Dang.
like freaking right on cue. Of course I missed it, but it happens.
Yeah, that's how
But
it
it's
goes.
so funny. As soon as you want to call it quits, or as soon as you let your guard down, man,
Yeah.
I've had instances where it's
Happens.
like, it can't even make it up. It's like, where did these animals come from? And yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
Well, good
stuff.
deal, man. Like I've been wanting to just cold call you, but doing a podcast is just as much fun.
Yeah.
I'll link the podcast in the description of this pod, and the pod will
Yeah.
come out as in about 12 hours. This podcast is going to drop in exactly yeah 11 hours and 59 minutes. This podcast will be out. So I
Heck yeah,
appreciate
dude.
it, dude.
Dude, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. I'm stoked to be here.
Yeah, whenever you want some like gym bro meathead to come on your pod and talk
Dude,
fitness with you, just let me know.
absolutely. You'll be on
Cool.
there soon. We'll
Yeah,
get it like this
absolutely.
summer sometime. You'll be up there. You'll be on there.
Heck,
So I'll
heck
let you
yeah,
know.
dude. Heck yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know we talked about the podcast, but where can people find you on like IG and your YouTube channel, and just plug yourself a little bit and I'll get you out.
Yeah, Instagram's Logan Romney Photography. YouTube is Logan Romney. I post, so I got it. I got podcasts going up weekly, and then I'm trying to get as much as I can, like a film or two a month, but pretty much getting films out pretty consistently, just hunting films.
Yep.
So on the YouTube. So yeah, you can find them right on the YouTube, or follow me on Instagram too and see when I post stuff. So
Sick. Well, man, thanks again. Stay on the line. We'll small talk and I'll get you out of here. Thanks, brother.
sounds good, dude. Thanks, man.